Is there a homeless problem in Bloomington? Yeah, there is. There's a homeless problem in America, and Bloomington is no exception.
The topic of homelessness is often described as the double-edged sword, and the city of Bloomington is no exception. With such a large homeless community that now inhabit Kirkwood, the community as well as the dwellers themselves are speaking out on the issue. But first, we must confront the word homeless.
How do you know who's homeless and who isn't? I mean, they don't walk in with a big sign on their head saying, "Hi, look at me, I'm homeless."
Or do they? The idea of homelessness is changing.
The fact is that somebody can hold a paper up and say they're homeless, and how do we know they are?
You know, I know from just, being around this earth for a while that, you can often misjudge people.
Leaving the public confused and distant from the entire homeless population. I myself used to think that being homeless was an individual or family situation, but that has changed.
Everybody's got their own little clique, like in any other situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yes, there is a definite sense of community. If you need a cigarette, or if anybody needs a drink, or get high or something, everybody, or if we've got food. Hey, are you hungry? Here.
We'll share with each other.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like sitting out here like this, especially in the evenings. I do Jimmy John's over here, flying a sign. People bring us food constantly. I mean, we'll get cash too, but people bring us food constantly. It's like we can't eat it all. There's a lot of animosity between certain factions. We don't involve ourselves in that. We're out here to live our lives and have fun.
Knowing that the Bloomington homeless population is an organized community angers many. The public is led to believe that these people are struggling, especially when being hassled for change on the street, when in reality, many homeless people are actually happy with their situation.
No matter how crappy things may be going, hey, somebody else is having a worse time than me. Mm-hmm. That's the way I look at it. It sucks for them, but hey, I know I can get cigarettes. I know I can get a cup of coffee somehow, or a drink somehow, or a buzz somehow, or food somehow, a place to sleep somewhere somehow. If I was going to whine about everything, I better have a whole lot of cheese to go with it. A lot of people are scared, and they, look down upon us because, they're out here doing it. But, hey, we don't have bills to pay. We don't have the stress.
But on the other hand, some people are thankful for what they have because other options are just not possible.
It takes a hellacious amount of courage and humility to ask for help in America, because America believes in the survival of the fittest and individualism and all that.
I would love to work if I could get a job, but I've worked in so many of the restaurants. I'm a restaurant worker. I've worked in so many of the restaurants around town. It's hard. They want college kids. They want the part-time, no benefits. For me, I just turned 47. I need to make a living.
So really, what is the issue with homelessness?
Basically, we've been taught in the United States over the last several decades to really look down on the poor. And I think we have to change that.
Is this view of homelessness really the problem? Or is it how they're treated?
If people are desperate enough to stand on a street corner, most of them need it.
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword. Obviously, I and my wife and everybody else, we're all human beings. We all care about our neighbor. But there's also a fine line between helping and, versus a handout versus a hand up. Just to give people free stuff for an extended period of time, that may be for a short term, 3 months, 6 months max, just to get people up on their feet. But if you just do it extended forever, it does more detriment to them than good.
What happens is if someone every day puts out food, then people are going to come to expect that. And when they don't do it, it causes problems.
Many of the people viewed as homeless cause issues to the community, and many see them not as people in need of charity, but as a nuisance to the public. These sort of situations often scare the community of Bloomington. Whether intentional or not, it has created a negative stigma associated with being homeless. People are confused whether to feel bad for someone sitting on the street asking for money, or to be angered by the fact that they are taking advantage of their situation. People you may fear on the street are still human, and they should be treated as such.
It's not always about getting something. Acknowledge our existence.